GM, welcome to the BrickHaus of Art. I'm your host, Brick Athlete. The purpose of this talk show is to talk about independent art on the blockchain, internationally and locally. Today's guest is none other than African artist himself, Frederick Art. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so humbled to be able to talk with you today, and we're able to make the times work. And how are you feeling today? How are you doing? Welcome.
Thank you so much, Bricks, man. It's been an awesome day. I've spent, let's say, I got a commission and I'm working on a life-size painting. And
That's
yeah, like
exciting.
this painting. So, and it's been exciting. And good. I think I'm working on the multiple works at the same time. Also preparing for a show in Manchester coming up by the upcoming month, September. So I have a lot on my shelf
You're a
presently.
busy artist. You got all kinds of
Thank
shows.
you.
You got commissions and shows. Everybody better be scooping up some of your work then now. The word's gonna get out. Frederick. Frederick is on point. Tell me about this show.
Um,
Or tell me about the commission a little bit. It's a life-size commission.
it's a life-size commission. The last time, um, some weeks back, a sailor based in Houston, I guess he saw my work I did for the what's his name, African footballer. So, so all Saint American footballer, having camera. So he liked the work he saw over at Advin's place and would like me to do something for him. And this time he would want me to tell a story about, let's say, know, a family person, they attain success, and you know, and also a bit of my own stuff. So, firstly, we discussed, and I went on to start gathering the symbols and making sketches of the symbols that I'm going to use for to tell the stories, the illustrations, putting them down, and how they will connect them. So I did that primarily after doing my sketches. I hit the canvas. So presently, what I do first, because they say the eyes is the window to the soul. So I spend a lot of time, working on the eyes of every of my piece. Then sometimes the symbols just flow in. Sometimes based on the description or whatever I want to talk about, the symbols just come in. Majority of the symbols are African symbols, and my style is actually influenced by Basquiat and Kit Haring. So you see a lot of stuff like that in relation to the environment. So that's that about the commission anyway.
How cool is that? Getting to take in their story and then you're representing it through your lens and through your art style. That must be a pretty validating feeling, like he saw your art and wanted to get in touch and get your spin on what the story is. What's that like, helping like craft those stories together? Like you're melding someone else's story and life into your artistic expression, and what's that process like for you?
Okay. My very self, the way I see art, I take art as a lifestyle, not an activity, not an hobby, not something I do for fun. I feel life is too short, and it would be unfair if life being a gallery, and the those that come after us, when they come and there is nothing to show of the fact that someone like Frederick existed. So because of that, I create art. I document every single experiences that I have. because I feel it will be useful for those that are yet to come. So basically, I see art as a therapy for them. It's a beautiful experience entirely. Like telling people's story, preserving their experiences and their emotions. It's a lot of things. Most times we do a lot of that with photographs, and many hear their own story being told from another person's perspective. I feel it's a privilege for every individual. You're a million things, or rather, a million perspective, in the sense that for the first time I met Bricks, I could say, and raising his voice, meaning Bricks is an arrogant person. But if someone sees you for the first time and you're like so cheerful and whatnot, the person goes back and tell everybody that, and just like that, and on and on and on. So everybody have their own different perspective of what you are as a person. For one to have his own story being told from someone else. So if anyone should ask me, what do you think about yourself as Frederick? I'll tell you, man, I'm awesome, I'm amazing. But voice or from someone else's perspective, it will be something else entirely. So that's what I feel about the document.
It's amazing too. You're able to, and you were talking about it briefly too, focusing on eyes. They're the window to the soul and the heart of the person, and they're taking you, you're basically lending them your eyes and your soul when you create the art to take their story and put it through your prism and through your eyes, and so now they can experience the world as you through your eyes. And I love that. What is it about the eyes beyond, are you able to see in the eyes of someone, and feel their soul and be able to put that into the canvas? Like what is that like, and what
What's
about the eyes made you gravitate towards them? Is it just because of the being able to peer in as the window, or what is it about the eyes?
okay? Now, 99, the eyes communicates even more than your actions. And sometimes, peradventure, they're speaking and exaggerating things. If you stay put and take your eyes at them, look straight into their eyes. If you are a deep person, you person is being truthful or not being truthful. And in the long run, I feel one thing that comes with the eyes is you can't hide what you feel, even when you smile, even when you try to pretend that everything is fine. It's all written in your eyes. Just just someone who, let's assume, someone got pierced by something, and it's like, "Mm," and you're like, "What's up?" It's like, "I'm okay." You can't hold it. Either a tears drops from your eyes, or your eyes turn red all of a sudden because you just experience pain. Not to give out the pain. You're trying not to give out the pain, but your eyes tells you, "Hey, young man, you're lying. You're in pain." So I feel the eyes tells everything. So I focus on the eyes, and 99% of my drawings, the eyes are from my imagination. So I tend to tell how I want the person to feel. Though the reason why it's all was like that, I had a very bad experience sometime, and you know, I needed to communicate how I felt, but I couldn't speak out to anyone. 99% of persons that were around were not really enough. So then I started to voice it out through the arts.
That's beautiful.
So
Because normally,
you were about to say something?
oh yeah, I just saying it's beautiful because normally one would think that their voice is what is sending the message, but you're sending it through the eyes and focusing in on there. We have the mouth as the apparatus of how we communicate, but sending the message through the eyes is so powerful.
The mouth can always lie. The mouth can always lie. You can't try to feel good when you're not feeling good with your eyes, but you can feel good with your mouth. Hey, what's up, Bricks? Yeah, I'm okay.
Hey, hey,
Yeah,
hey, hey.
but you can't say you're okay with your eyes when you're not okay. So that's just it. Um, I focus so much on the eyes. You can't hide anything. The eye is truthful and sincere.
th- I couldn't say it better myself. You came for art and you got philosophy. Um yeah, all you visitors came for art, but you got some philosophy from Frederick's philosophy hour. We can start a new program right here. I like the sound of that. Put you on blast. Oh, I would tune in all the time. I love hearing your perspective. Let's talk a little more about your art. You were saying you had influences with Basquiat and Keith Haring. What are some of your other influences and have you always been an artist? You were talking about it earlier. It's not something you do for fun or joy or job. It's who you are.
It's who I am. Now, I've been practicing for more than 10 years now. When I started as a young kid, I wanted to be a lawyer, like an advocate. So I wanted to talk for people. I wanted to witness for people. I wanted to fight crime for people. I wanted to be at the middle of everything for people. I felt like a superhero back then. But as time went on, I felt my mouth was not the best thing I could use to talk for people. My art could speak for people. So sometime, some years back, I had this experience. My dad was on a trip here in Nigeria, and the vehicle got ambushed. My dad was shot, and he died. So when the incident happened, I wasn't even prepared for anything. I wasn't prepared for life in itself. But we got a lot of persons coming around, friends and family. Hey, Frederick, it's okay. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm gonna be there for you. If you need anything, just put a call across. Blah 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 blah. As I said, the mouth will always speak, but the mouth is not always truthful. They all said all what they had to say, and that phase passed. I went back into my shares. I couldn't express myself. It was a shock because my dad was my best friend. Yeah, I don't keep a lot of friends, but my dad was my best friend. And also, I was paying that, the sacrifices he made, he didn't get to feel the fullness of it or to eat the benefits of it. So I was pained, had no one to talk to, no one could understand how I felt. But lo and behold, responsibilities were already waiting for me as a very young man. I had three sisters to feed and a mother to take care of. I had to man up. So because I couldn't tell everyone how I feel, I couldn't say to you when you say, Frederick, what's up? And I tell you, my dad just died. I'm in pain. I have this and that and that and that to take care of. Then I said, what about if you could see how I feel on my body? What about if you look at my face and you can see everything written all over my face? Would you be sincere enough to move from being sympathetic to becoming empathetic? And I started to document. I started to write my stories because when I checked my archive, I discovered I had no pictures, have no more pictures with my dad. So there was really nothing to say. The only pictures I had my graduation picture, no childhood picture, nothing. So I said my case will be different. I will document my everyday experience. I will document every word that I have with anyone. I will document everybody that I meet with my art from my own eyes. Onto my roots, pick up the symbols from my heritage, went as far as checking out other African countries, Ghana, symbols from the Black American and whatnot. And I started to engulf all this in the faces of my character. At first, my works looked so scary because I was trying to heal up from what I've been through. A lot of persons like, your heart is dark. Why are the eyes so dark? I said, I can't do anything about it. I'm sorry. Even when I try to make them smile, they don't smile. They don't want to smile. So I sorry.
You're fine. Yeah.
So I kept up with that. And I got to meet the gallery for the first time. They turned me down. My art wasn't good enough. Oh, it's fine, okay. I went back, kept working, went back again. So this is not bad. Could do something with this. And I went on and on and on. You know, I just couldn't change the art from being dark because I felt dark hurts. I used to say to everyone, I say, every attempt to create art is an opportunity to kill the demons that are within myself. So each art concluded and signed is another adventure to kill even more demons until I am free. So I think sometime last year, I tend to start attaining an amount of freedom. I got some colors into my work, got some beautiful hairstyle and some crazy expressions. And they were all in a bit to mock my pain and mock my fear. And I'm like, yeah, it was painful, but I'm over it. Yeah, it was painful, but I have to man up to be able to, get every other person to stand. Because if life 100% is about myself or it's about you, Bricks, then life is not worth living. Honestly, if it's just about me or just about you, then life is not worth living. Because to be boring, just imagine if everyone in the world was same attitude, same orientation as Bricks. To be so boring.
It'd be boring.
So yeah,
It wouldn't be life. There would be
at
no
all,
diversity, there would be nothing, and there would be nothing exciting. And
nothing at all.
I want to thank you for opening up and sharing with me. My dad passed when I was really young, so
So
in some regard, I can understand and sympathize with that. When you told me that, I felt it in my heart, and um, I feel like he would be very proud of you with where you've come from those dark places, and that your story of resilience showcases that without that great sadness, you couldn't truly appreciate that great happiness and life. And you seem to take that. And you were saying it just now, like with your kids, it's going to be different. You're going to be documenting everything and knowing that that inside your heart has like made switch that change. I felt that switch before too, and I know that feeling and that amazing feeling of freedom. And I'm so happy that you found that. And I'm humbled and thankful that you were able to open up and share that with me and the audience here.
thank you, Bricks. Thank you so much. Once in a while I get vulnerable like this, but
I
it's
appreciate
a
it.
thank you very much, man.
it helps us take a deeper dive into your work, and we see the progression and we see the colors and that you've started to add in there and implement, and there's so much beauty in your art that it's undeniable, like the beauty that you're putting into the world, even though some may say parts of it are dark or however you got here. I can see the light and I can see where you're going with it, and it's very beautiful and inspiring. I'd love to talk about some of your work. We have Gentleman Cruise that's going to be going up for sale here with the pop-up on September 9th. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna bring it up real quick if you don't mind.
Sure works.
Such a beautiful piece, absolute fire. Uh, can you talk to me a little bit about this piece and how you came about putting this one together?
Okay. Back here in Nigeria, think about 3, 4 years back, um, the military people would would if they find a young guy walking on the street with dreads, they did apprehend you. And a lot of persons also from here tends to look at your physical appearance, your outlook, to tell if you're a gentle person or not. And I was like, bullshit. Whatever you put on does not define who you are yet. It's whatever you carry within yourself. Are you the kind of person that does not care about family? I feel a gentleman is the one who is brutal. He can be very nice to you, he can be very friendly, but do not touch his family. Do not stain his personality. If you do so, you did have a gun on your head. So the ideology of who a gentleman was back here was something else. A lot of mad people walk in suits. A lot of insane people who do not even care about what life is. They walk in suits. They look all shaved with their glasses and everything. But because you're not in suit, you're in dread, you're you're walking freely, you just want to be yourself, then you're not a gentleman. So I started to do a study on that and started to document what it feels like to be a gentleman. I started to give my own ideology of who a gentleman is from my own perspective. Most times when people cannot turn you to act the way they want you to act, they tend to bring up a lot of things about yourself, like this guy is not a cool guy, he's not a gentle person, because you rebel against what they feel is best for you. So this is just a feel of that cruise of who a true gentleman should be. You can smoke your cigarettes, you can take your tea, you can do whatever you want to do. But let humanity be at the front of your gaze. So I feel that's who a gentleman is. So in the faces of this very character, I also I documented pleasures. Pleasures, yeah. Life is not complete without pleasures. Yeah. The things that the gentleman crave for, what it wants. The eyes of this very character is is I intentionally made one bigger because I I say, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So there's a saying that if the eyes be single, the whole body will be full of light. So it's all talks about focus. The gentleman is someone who is focused. He has defined goals. He has a dream, and he does everything to meet up with what he believes. So that's basically what the gentleman story is about. The cruise it's actually a series, and I think at the time when I started it, it was one of my best-selling series. Yeah, because a lot of persons just wanted to have a bit of a gentleman. And if you check out the gentleman collection on Exchange Art, I introduced an animal, a dog, and it's titled Gentleman Doggy. And Doggy was actually a dog in the community. What actually happened, I guess, one fateful day, Doggy was in the house with his boss's child and they were playing. So, and a snake came into the house. So, almost going to, sting the, and Doggy killed the snake, took it out of the house, and when the owner of the parents came in, they saw blood everywhere, and they couldn't find the child. And when Doggy appeared, there was blood in Doggy's mouth. So the man, all furious, thought Dog has eaten up the child. He went inside, brought his gun, and shot Doggy, and Doggy died.
No.
So when he went around, he saw the child inside the room. Doggy actually took the child away to help her escape from the snake, and the snake was Doggy was a gentleman. He was misunderstood, and that's what the gentleman is. That's the challenge. So those are just part of the stories, just in there anyway.
I love
All my
that.
works are except for the ones I just want to, just play cruise around.
Thank you for sharing, and what incredible story about the dog protecting, and then definitely being misunderstood. We're getting ready to run out of time here. My timer's going off here soon, but we love the work, Fred. How can they get in touch with you? Can they follow you if anybody's meeting you for the first time through the show?
You can check out my Instagram page, Fred Arts Contemporary, Fred Arts _ Contemporary. You can check out Fred Artword on Twitter. You can drop a message. You can say hi. And I intended coming up with a series on the stories we don't tell, the things we don't tell. So I was hoping I could get people who could volunteer, documented and preserved for them. So if you want to, you can hit me up in DM, Fred Art Contemporary, Fred Artword on Twitter, and I'll be yours. I'm open to questions. I'm open to making friends and whatnot. Thank you so much, Briggs.
Hey, thank you, Frederick. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being open to getting on here with me on the Zoom, and getting to have this conversation. I'd love to have you back on again as a recurring guest. I love our conversation. I feel like we came for the art. We got some deep philosophy and some beautiful outlooks on life. Being able to look through your eyes, Frederick, we really appreciate it. Do you have any parting words for us?
Okay. I'll say this. Who dreams? Life-changing moments are all around us. We all just have to position ourselves rightly. And before you know it, boom, like Brick would say, it's all yours. So stay focused, stay dedicated, stay active, believe in yourself, and help others believe in themselves too. Thank you, Briggs.
Thank you, Frederick. I can't say make sure to follow Frederick. He's going to be on display September 9th in Rancho Cordova, California, as part of the BrickHaus of Art pop-up. That's fire with Soul City Radio. Thank you, JT List. Thank you, Solana Foundation and Third Land for sponsoring the event. We can't wait to showcase Gentleman Cruz and Frederick here. Make sure to save up your salami. Get ready to go collect. I'll have all the appropriate links down below. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to others. When you go outside this week and you touch that grass and you're touching that grass and you're smelling the grass and you're getting that sunshine, maybe you're fortunate and you got some nice water. Make sure to pick up some trash, because without earth, there is no art. Have a GM.
Yeah.